Hello, citizens of the internet, and welcome to the Dad's Guide to Minecraft. Let's play. Well, today we are in our village, and all of our structures are done. This is crazy. We did such a great job getting a savannah custom village all done here. It's great. But what are we going to do now? And I think that is going to be, we're going to just do some decorations. Maybe wall off some areas, maybe just put some decorations down and just finish the aesthetics of this build. So if making the village look better sounds like a plan, then let's get started. Okay, what did we do? I will show you in between episodes just to save time. I went through and I replaced different blocks with stripped acacia logs, and then also some of these spruce slabs with dark oak slabs, and I did that to every structure to give it kind of a more muddled, a little bit worn look. I also expanded this farm over here for our little farmer, and he's been taking advantage of that. And I made these barns, and if you want to see basically the design that I used for this barn, please go check out the link to my barn video. It was my number 2 video I ever did in Minecraft. And it is on the screen right now, and then also in the description below, the link for that. But it's a very simple, little lean-to farm that can easily be turned into a massive farm by putting 2 of these together and connecting them, and you can have a huge kind of stable for your animals. And I put the llamas in one and our lone surviving donkey in the other right there. Mr. Donkey, I'm so sorry about your friends. But yeah, so what we're going to do today is we're just going to simply try to, spruce this place up. I noticed that a lot of our villagers tend to walk off of this ledge here and go down. So I'm going to put like a little wall up here and then over on this side as well. So we stop the villagers from cutting over onto the other side. And we're going to do some bone mealing, and hello little villager. And we're going to do some, maybe a water feature and some more terraced farms over here. Since I converted this building, our first starter building, into more bunks for our villagers. They are breeding like crazy, and we have villagers that are unassigned professions, and we can get a couple more farmer villagers right here. I was thinking kind of a cool terrace design for this, kind of like the terrace farms in China, where we have like, just different like terraces, and then farm right here with little steps up and water sources, maybe a waterfall that comes down and feeds that. I think that'd look cool. Before this build, I just grabbed some supplies, and we're going to freeform this, just our acacia logs, some acacia fences, some basalt. Maybe we'll, factor some basalt into here, some flower pots, a bunch of acacia leaves, some potsol. I think the potsol looks good if we kind of spread that around, and then water, and then also some lanterns. So let's go ahead and get started. And I think first off, what we're going to do is just come over here and maybe put up a wall here so we have our villagers not come down into this area. And previously what I did is I made sure that each one of these blocks is like too high, so we couldn't get villagers jumping up, and they can't make these diagonal jumps like that. So we could also just make sure that they can't, you can always knock it back one more like that. And let's go ahead and get rid of that, and we'll put dirt down. Oh, I don't have any room because I have a full inventory. But we'll go ahead and do that, and that way we don't have villagers sneaking around this area here. And I think we'll follow, kind of a similar design. We're going to have some, every once in a while, just a block, maybe every third block diagonally here. Let's see. So we there, do one right there like that. And then we'll do our last one like that. And we can go ahead and put slabs on top of those. And then in between, we can put fences down. We can do something like this where we come around and connect them and just do a little, kind of jiggy-jaggy effect. Follow the land around like that there. And that'll stop them from going across. And let's go ahead then and we'll put some slabs up here, which I'm going to have to make really quick. But I will do that, and I'll cut back after I get some sleep. Okay, we got a couple more of the good old spruce slabs up here to match everything that's going on around the village like that. And this will make it so we can't get our villagers, or this will make it so the villagers don't actually get over the fence here. They can't get around this wall, and they won't go beyond this area. Now let's go ahead and put some fences up on this side as well. I think we can actually work off of the farm right here, and we'll go ahead and just skip them out every once in a while here. So 1, 2, 3, and then put one right there. 1, 2, 3. That's good. And then we can put our fences down like we did on the other side. Start with a full inventory, you know. We'll go ahead and do this like that, and then we'll come just like, oh, got a flower there. Right, just like that. And we'll go ahead and grab these, put them down. And I think what we'll do is I'm going to go ahead and change these caps out as well. And I'll do that, you know, off camera just to not waste time, but just so it matches everything else in this village. So we'll go ahead and then go over to this other side over here. We can cut through the farm. Oh, nice. Here. And the same thing on this wall. We'll go into this mountain side here. So we can go ahead and take that out. And I think we'll just come off of this right here. Will that work? I think we actually need to maybe excavate this back a little bit here. And that shovel is just super powered. Right. Alright, we'll put that there. And I think just to clean up this wall as well, go ahead and take this out too. Put dirt in. That. Okay. And that gives us kind of a clean slate to come over here, and then we can put our, we can actually just put that down right there. That's perfect distance apart. And we'll do our fencing, being like that. I'm going to jump over here so I don't get stuck on that side. And we'll do our slab like that. There we go. And that'll stop our villagers from coming around this direction as well and getting stuck in here. Now, what do we want to do? I think back here, we could do the same thing, coming off maybe the back of the stable or even the side of the stable. Right here, come over. Or we can, maybe it would have been better actually to come off of this way. We can do maybe a fence over here. I think I'll do that right now. A fence right here. Cool. Right there like that. These guys come over like that. And then we'll do our slabs on top. And then we can, yeah, we'll come off of this one as well. And just have it kind of blend into the overall design of this village. Oh. Go. Come over here like this. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do 2. Do that. That. Sorry, just kind of mumbling to myself here as we make this work. That. I can actually take this out now because we don't need these guys if we do that on the other side. Right. Ah, there we go. Right there. Cool. And I'm going to have to maybe put some gates in here too, just so I can get in and out. Because I don't want to get stuck over on this side all the time. That would not be good for us. Okay. Then down here, I have not noticed villagers coming in this direction before, but I think if we have a raid come in by accident, like that happens, we may want to actually have a good defense all around this village. So if a raid starts, you know, they come in, they hit the wall, and then we can use our arrows to pick them off. I think that'll be good. And in order to make sure that works, we'll obviously have to get rid of like blocks right there, and then these two over on this side, so we don't have our pillagers coming in and being able to get over these areas. I think Ravagers still could, because their hitbox is wide enough that they could make that span, so we may need to knock that back a little bit. But I think that's good. I'm going to keep on going around and just putting down fencing like this and creating kind of a perimeter so we don't have to worry so much. And I'm going to make it pretty big. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll cut back. And here we are back. I put the entire fence system around here with our fence posts and our acacia logs capped off in between. And it is going all the way around our village. The only couple exceptions to this are, this big hill here and this hill right here. What I did there is I just made sure that we had a 2-block gap so our villagers could not get out. So they are safe around this direction from getting out. However, things can still get in this way, and I don't think I'm necessarily going to stop that. So if we did accidentally have a raid come up through here, it would, obviously cause problems for us, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. I don't know what the future holds for this series in terms of, am I going to stay in this village or am I going to start something else somewhere, which I think I probably will. So, chances are this is going to be fine. This is going to be fine. So we're not going to worry too much about that. So we have the fences up. Now, there's a couple areas that we have big open spaces like this, and we can begin to put certain things in just to make it look nice. Like, I don't have the right materials with me right now. But for example, we can put an area down where it's, we have some blocks, and I'll just do this temporarily here, and then we'll figure out what we want to do long term in a second. But we can have this come around, and we'll come out like this and like that. Not quite the even that I was looking for there. So let's get rid of this guy really quick here, like that. And let's do this. There we go. Let's do this. There we go. All right. And then we'll come back and we'll have 3 like that. And then we can have these guys coming up. And I think actually 2 high is probably fine. Then on top, you can drop a water bucket like this, and it spills over the edge and fills up. And that becomes a nice little fountain water feature area. And I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to do maybe a couple water features around before we start a terrace garden over there. The other thing that we're going to do is, now that we have, tons of bones, you turn those into bone meal, right? So all you got to do is do that. And when you click bone meal on the ground anywhere, and I'm sure most of you know this, it grows grass and flowers back. And I think this goes a long way for making any kind of village that you've cleared out look a little bit better. And I'm going to get rid of the tall grasses, because the tall grasses, I think, get a little confusing when you have creepers around the area. It tends to look like creepers kind of from the distance. But you can really start to make your area look nice just by putting grass and flowers down, growing them back. And if it becomes too much, you can go in and trim it out a little bit. Say you want a little bit more flower, a little bit less grass around these main pathways here. You think it looks a little sloppy. You can just clear out something like that and just make it look a little bit neater, a little bit more sparse. Yeah. So we're gonna go around, and in addition to doing that kind of work, I'm gonna show you what else we're gonna do. We're gonna take. I got these seeds now. Oh no, I didn't want. No, I want my fences, folks. Okay, there we go. Okay, we can go ahead and drop, occasionally some potsil down. I dug this up from down here where I had the spruce trees growing. You can see where that was solid before, and now I just have patches. I think the potsil actually looks kind of cool when it's scattered around out here too. It looks like dirt trodden areas, and so I think those are the 2 things that I'm going to go around and do right now. I'm going to put potsil down. I'm going to bone meal the different areas. And then I'm going to clean up this fountain a little bit. Actually, I didn't even think about this, but, that looks pretty good, actually. Maybe we just call this done. Maybe we just, no, I don't want that there. I'll put that there like that. Get back out again. And we'll just have a fountain right here in the middle of town, right off of our gathering area. And then I'll continue to put some more of the potsil down and other things down. So let me go ahead and I'll do that really quick. We'll start decorating, and then we'll get into doing some custom trees and bushes. And there we have it. That is the bone mealed area around the whole village. And if you don't like having these, if you think it's a little bit too much, you can just go ahead and remove stuff. Like I'll do this occasionally. Like I'll just go around and click areas out that just seem a little bit too crowded. Like I don't want that much grass around the edges. I think it's fine where you'd have like villagers and you'd be walking a lot. Obviously there wouldn't be much grass. Like this area right here is a little bit, probably too much, but you know, a little bit goes a long way sometimes. But this looks good, and I think when we put the shaders on and we do our village walkthrough, which is next episode, so stick around for that one. It'll look really cool, and you'll see how that looks. But we have our little, you know, water feature over here that looks neat with the basalt down. And now let's go ahead and we'll do custom trees. And there isn't a block that looks like this. And if you do fences, the acacia fences, they're orange, and that doesn't really look like an acacia tree. The closest that we have available to us is an andesite wall, and it doesn't look terrible. So I'll show you what this looks like. So if we put down, and I think we're going to go up, right here. We're going to go up a couple. Do I have any disposable blocks on me? Of course I don't. So we'll go ahead and bring down our logs so we can build this up. Let's go over here like that. Come up a couple. And we're going to go off of this and just come up. I don't know. Maybe that 4, 2, 5. Okay. Then we'll start up here and we can go ahead and build this up. And we'll go up 3 like that, because the rest will be easier for us to get from down here. And we'll build this out around the bottom, and I should be able to hit that no problem. So we'll come out on each corner like this, and then this next layer we let's see, let's do around one more like this, and then one more down like that. Okay, yeah, this will work out fine. That was the right height. So we have a 2 block height here. Then in this middle one that we did, put one in the corners of each one so it's kind of square, like so, and then come out one on either side like this, just to give it a little bit more volume right in the middle, but the volume's lower on the tree, like that. So there we have a custom kind of smaller acacia tree, and if that's a little bit too much for you, you can take off that 3rd block up there, not a problem. But for the rest of this, you know, I think that looks pretty good. We can then go ahead and we can do shrubs in the same kind of manner. So we can, let's pick an area that's a little bit out of the way. I think we're going to have this as a pathway here. So maybe just right here. We just need one down like that. One on the top. And actually, you know, let's go 2 on the top. Do that. And then just come around. Put one there. Like that. And that becomes kind of our lower shrub version of this tree. And we still have a way up here to the Terraced Gardens that we're going to do. So that works great. So I'm going to go ahead and drop some of these other custom trees around. I am going to get rid of that one up there. I actually think it looks better with just a little bit lower. I think it's a little bit too high. Come up here. Knock you off. And I don't mind breaking these. I have a ton of them, and we can always use more with. Yeah, that looks much better. All right, I'm going to put some more custom trees in, and then we'll start working on the terrace garden themselves. So I'll be right back. Okay, and there we have some of our trees up. That looks pretty good. And actually, all of our trees. I'm not going to put much more than this in here, but you're just kind of in the background. A little bit of greenery, I think, goes a long way to make your village decorations just really stand out and look better. Now lighting is a big thing. So we have some lighting around just off of the buildings themselves, tucked up in the structures, but we need some path lighting. So for that, I think what we're going to do is we're going to build a couple of these structures. Like I think maybe right here would be a good location. Yeah, right here. Okay, so I'm just going to place down one of these stone brick walls like that. And then we'll go ahead and put a couple of these spruce fences on top, and I once again need building blocks. This is why you should never go without dirt, my friends. Never go without dirt. Dirt is the MVP of Minecraft. We'll come up here and we'll put down, I think, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to cap this off with another one of these stone brick walls like so. And then we can come down here again. That, yeah, it should be good height. And then one off like that. And then finally below it, we're going to put a lantern down like that. And those are going to be kind of the lanterns for the Savannah village, kind of like the street lights. They're going to light up the different pathways, and we can put them just occasionally around. Like here would be a good one, I think, as well. We can put one down, and we'll do our little pillar up again with our blocks here. One more like that. Over 1, 2, 3. And then finally another one of these here, and we can come off the front like that and come down. And this is just what I'm going to go around and just, you know, put a couple of these occasionally just to add overall lighting to the build. But you can have this come off on 4 sides, just on 2 if you wanted. I like the single ones hanging up. It looks to me more like the old kind of like lamp lighting lights and old-timey cities that, you know, you'd have a lamplighter go around and light these up at night to make sure that Jack the Ripper and other baddies couldn't hide in the shadows. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be back after I make some of these lampposts. Okay, and there we got some of our lanterns up here with our light posts. So I also put a couple more of the lanterns around just some of the other builds that did not have light previously on them. And this is not enough by any stretch of the imagination for there not to be spawns here at night. There will definitely be hostile mobs spawning in here. There's just not the light coverage you need. A lot of times you need to have buildings closer and then pepper them with tons and tons of torches and other lights. You can also have hidden light down here in the ground if you want, but we're not going to concentrate so much on that today. Like I said, I'm not so much worried about making this totally spawn proof. So the next thing we're going to work on is these terraced gardens up here. And I think the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to use this natural area here to make a waterfall come down, and just so we have a place for it to go into and not spill out, because, you know, water does have a tendency of spilling out. Let me grab this real quick here, and then we can put this like that. And I think a couple more controlled things here, and we'll have the water come down, and that'll be the start for our terraced gardens. And I'll have the water kind of winding around here, and then maybe end in a little pool, or maybe a pool right here, just somewhere. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. And there we go. There's our waterfall. That was fairly easy to do. I just kind of went in a couple spaces into, a couple blocks into the hillside there, and then let the waterfall cascade down. And as long as you put like a hole like that, you won't get it spilling out and flooding this whole area, which I really didn't want it to do. Now we can put down blocks around here to signify where the terrace is. And I think, what blocks do we want to use for those? We could use the polished basalt. We could use stone bricks. Walls don't always look the best. We could try it out though, just to see how it looks. So if we outline this in walls, what does that look like? Look out down here. Doesn't look terrible, but it prevents you from being able to jump up to the next terrace. So you would definitely have to have walkways. I think having a solid, just a regular old block of some kind would look the best. I think I'm going to go ahead and grab, you know what, let's go ahead and make sure that we grab polished andesite, because I think polished andesite, that's kind of what we've used, and we've used the acacia log, so maybe alternating those around will be a good look. So let me go ahead and do that real quick, and then I'll cut back once we have something to show. Okay, and here we are. Here's our first terrace. I think I really like this. It's the combination of some of the materials we used previously, the polished andesite steps, which I think looks great. The solid blocks did not look as great in here before. And this gives our farmers plenty of spaces they can just walk up the stairs. The trench here with the water might be a problem. We may have to put like maybe like lily pads on top or something, maybe trapdoors, just something on top of here, or maybe even waterlogging slabs across this, just so we don't have our farmers jumping in and jumping out and trampling the land and causing it not to be tilled any longer, which may be a problem, may not be a problem. But in these corners, I put these water blocks, so we hydrated the entire land here. You can still see in there a little bit, which is not ideal. But you know, honestly, for the most part, we're not going to see that. If we needed to, we could put composters in front of each one of these with a slab on top as well. So you wouldn't see that necessarily from a couple angles. We could also put a scarecrow down. But yeah, I think I'm just going to continue this design down. Made 2 more levels. So this level right here and then this level right here. We'll make a pathway coming up into it. Maybe some lighting sources, maybe some scarecrows. And I think 3 more of the composting bins. We get 3 more farmers out of our village. And then we will be done with this. And there we have it, our terraced little farm. So I was able to put some of the lily pads down and I ran out. So I ended up kind of just making a pattern with the waterlogged slabs instead. And beginning to see some patterns here where I don't have enough water to cover that, or is that the golems that are actually falling down and knocking into these things? It might actually be the golems that are ruining those areas. Yeah, because that should be waterlogged fine. So that's got to be a golem that's doing that. I could put maybe something up here. I don't know. To keep them from like walking up and stepping down on those, but I think they'll just jump instead. It may just be how it is, and what I end up doing is trying to keep the golems out of here. I don't know. They like to walk up this hill, and what I noticed when I was working on this is I can hear tons and tons of mob noises, so there must be a cave right in here, right underneath here, that's causing them to get close. But yeah, this is what this area looks like here, and I think that is going to bring us to the end of today's episode. And I hope you've enjoyed watching this episode of how to do some village just decorations and landscaping. Nothing too fancy. This is kind of more or less a rustic village, not something that is really polished and finished. We have some trees and shrubs around. We have grass growing. We have flowers everywhere. We have our own little lighting sources and our terrace garden in the background that hopefully our little farmers will start working on here soon. But if you've enjoyed what you've seen and would like to see more from the Dad's Guide, press that like button, smash that subscribe button, and click that notification bell so you don't miss an upcoming episode. I try to come out with a couple per week. And the next episode is going to be a walkthrough tour of the Savannah Village. So until next time, bye for now.